First of all, welcome everyone, and this is the official NeocoreGames live stream.
Indeed, yeah, it's been a while, I think.
Yeah, it's been a while, we've been quiet, but we had a reason. As some of you may know, I'm Megapol, and currently I'm on the design job for NeocoreGames.
And I'm Gerger, and I'm with the PR team. And we are here today to talk a bit, or talk a lot about the upcoming changes for Martyr.
Indeed.
Which is a huge patch, which is in the works right now. And it's a 2.0 patch.
Yep, it's the big overhaul update for Martyr, basically.
Huge overhaul. So this is the first of many streams coming in a few next weeks and months.
Yeah, and basically, basically this is just a little tease, you know, to hype you guys up, because as some of you may know, our initial announcement for the 2.0 update stated Q1 release, I'm pretty sure. As you may probably guessed, since there's like 1 week or 2 weeks left of Q1, it's not gonna happen, but the patch itself is gonna happen. It's just a bit of delay, really not much.
Yeah, and I think it's time that we can finally talk a lot more about the features.
What will it actually contain? Because if you remember our original announcement, it didn't contain too much things. It contained fast travel. It contained the combat overhaul, loot overhaul.
Yeah, I think when Season 2 came out for Martyr on PC, we also announced basically, or teased a little bit, this 2.0 patch, and we only had like a few bullet points of the major updates or major features.
But it will contain much more things, and this is the reason of the delay. Basically,
I think ARPG players will like this patch a lot.
Yeah, some people call it the ARPG update within the office. Yes, because that's why we're here today, to tease basically all of the features, almost all of the features that the 2.0 update will contain for sure. So in the upcoming streams, we will actually show you those features in the game as they progress. So each upcoming stream will showcase a new feature of Martyr, basically. That's our plan.
Yeah, I think some people might remember that during the release of Martyr, we basically every week we had a live stream.
And the live stream,
And this is what we're gonna do till the release of the patch.
Yeah, so we'll keep you guys posted with some cool content, hopefully. Every week with some live streams, and of course some gameplay. Today we're just gonna basically go through quickly what you can expect in the upcoming weeks, what are the bullet points, because I'm really glad about some of the changes. I did not expect some of those changes myself, so I'm pretty sure you guys will be surprised as well about those cool changes. And
feel free to ask your questions in the chat. I think if you can answer them, then we will.
First of all, I think the first thing that we should maybe talk about is the changes about progression and leveling.
Oh yeah. This is one of the major features that will be overhauled for the patch.
Yes, indeed, and this is something that many people have been asking for, basically, because the existence of power rating was always questioned, to be honest. And it was a hard task for us to balance, honestly. Everything had a power rating, your gear basically summed up as like a gear score or item level, which is not necessarily a bad thing. But going to missions while you have power levels and balancing out, you know, what mission counts as easy, what mission counts as hard, it's basically a super hard job to do, and players didn't really like the idea of power level.
Yeah, so power ratings are gone.
So we decided to scrap the entire thing and go with a more
to power levels.
So power levels are gone, and we have decided to go with the more classic approach of choosing levels. And basically Martyr will now have 100 levels. The maximum level will be 100,
so
and
it's increased from 80 to 100, and the whole progression will be completely different to reach that 100
and of course your old characters will be converted to this system, so don't worry. And items will no longer have power rating, of course, as usual, as you can probably guess, but there will be item level. And as you progress in the game, the items that will be dropped to you the item level can be rolled around the radius of your level. So if you are level 60, you can receive items ranging from item level 55 to 65. So it's like an interval.
And as far as I know, you can, let's say you're level 60, and then you will be able to equip a level 65 item, right? But not a level 66. there's a 5-level radius.
Yeah, indeed, there's a 5-level radius. In some game modes and in some rare cases, this radius can be increased or decreased depending on how easy or how hard missions are you playing.
Will there be like a level 105 item?
Yeah, super OP items will be introduced to the game. And yeah, so this is one of the big things about the upcoming update, which is a nice and welcome change, I think.
I think so. Yeah.
And of course, the campaign. To finish the campaign, you don't need to be max level. You should be finishing the campaign around level 60, and after that, the new game modes and the changed existing game modes come in.
Yeah, I think you have to think about it something like that. Let's say level 1 to 40 will be like easier than the rest of it.
Yes, of course. So it will be a bit old school. I don't want to say Diablo 2 because there it was extremely hard to reach the last couple levels. But similarly, you can finish the game and reach like level 60 or something, and after that you still will have a lot of things to do, but it's not going to be the basic campaign. And of course, if you have any questions such as get Trez, feel free to post them in the chat and we can try and answer. Co-op campaign will be the big deal in the upcoming patch.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah, so that was in the original announcement, but still, let's talk about it. It's currently being tested in the internal and external testers as well.
Yeah. So as you may know, guys, you can play the game in co-op, except the single-player campaign, which is a story-oriented, more narrative kind of thing. But with this patch, you will be able to play the campaign in co-op as well. I think it's 2 to 4 players.
Yep, it's the exact same as the current co-op. One exception, the vehicle missions must be done solo, but otherwise everything can be done in co-op, which is a great thing, to be honest. If you want to start the game fresh with your friends, you know, it's possible to to hop into the game and actually progress through the story with a party up to 4. It's a nice little change, I think.
And also the story was tweaked a little bit to make sense. I mean, if you follow the campaign right now in single player, you may, I mean, certain sections won't make much sense in co-op, but our writers tweaked it, so it's now totally lore-wise, it's pretty cool for co-op.
Someone's completed the story and he asked if there will be a DLC to expand the story mode, or is the story done. The story will be expanded, but not with DLCs.
Yeah, so
More on that later.
More on that later, yeah. Stay tuned for that.
This is not.
It will be a topic of another stream.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the other important thing that we should talk about maybe is the quality of life improvements.
Yeah.
Because there are a lot, and I think does the combat change? Are the combat changes quality of life? I think yes.
Yeah.
The biggest change I think that will be in 2.0. I think we sort of teased this about in the original announcement as well. But I think the biggest deal will be the combat speed and combat responsiveness update.
Indeed. Just think about, let's say, throwing a grenade in the current build.
Or switching weapons. Yeah. So, for example, or even just turning around. So if you boot up Martin now and turn around, you will see that your character will do like a slight arc and turn around in the course of 1.5 seconds or something. And if you want to shoot something, your character slowly turns towards the direction. This is because initially Martyr was meant to be a tactical ARPG.
Indeed,
this is why the cover system was implemented, and we've been planning for a slower paced, more tactical game.
Now with the 2.0, we're gonna focus on more like the ARPG features of the game. So classes and characters will be much faster. The reaction times will be super fast, and you can basically
the fast-paced combat, and the is here, and the clunkiness that many of you guys were talking about and criticizing is gone. We basically gone through every single skill. So just for the assassin, it was more than 100 redesigned effects and animations. Some animations were made 400 times faster than they were originally. So it's been sped up a lot.
Yes, so
the combat is now so much more fluid.
Yeah, I think people who play ranged classes or ranged builds will be really happy for this.
Yeah, all classes, because the Psyker projectiles will be faster, grenade throw will be instantaneous, just simple movement will be much more responsive, and overall the entire combat system is...
Yeah, I think even though currently it's like let's say 0.4 seconds to wait for another skill to activate, but even that is sometimes a bit much, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now it will be a lot faster. What about the insane and boring loot? Any plans to get more sets of armor out, more weapon types? Yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
That's another.
That's something.
Thing,
that we have a change that will make you happy more than later.
So yeah. Also regarding let's say progression, what will happen? So you mentioned it briefly. What will happen to let's say someone who has a character right now which is level 60?
There will be new game modes, and we will change existing game modes. One of my favorite things that we can talk about is the let's talk about things that are that already exist in Martyr, but they will be changed.
Okay.
So for example, let us talk about Warzones.
Oh yeah.
Warzone was a very controversial thing that was released. It was initially meant to be a pre-season event. So before a season starts, you would be able to hop into the Warzone and grind for very good loot, and it gets infinitely harder.
Yeah.
We completely changed the Warzone in 2.0.
So yeah, more things will be added to the Warzone, and it will be a kind of like a gear check for your character,
it will be a challenge, but the most important thing about Warzone is that now it will scale to your level every single time.
Right.
So the Warzone will be no longer a fixed level, sort of outdated grinding place, but it will be like a gear check slash challenge for your character, and Warzones will always scale to your current level. So I think that's a really good change, and it's a really welcome change. And of course, more maps will be added to the Warzone, as far as I know.
Yeah, map variety will be increased a lot.
And yeah, so that's basically it about Warzones, and turret will change as well.
Oh yeah, so yeah, the turret system right now is a system where you can combine 3 turret cards, a major and 2 minor cards, and then basically run your challenge missions with debuffs. And so this whole thing will be also becoming a bit more complex with patch 2.0. Turret cards, I think you still will have to unlock them, but after you unlock them, you can level these turret cards up, just like your character. And to level the cards up, you have to find turret cards as loot.
Indeed, and the turret system will function a little bit different as well, because there's no longer the turret interface that you can go into and choose turret cards, but now you can basically turretize open world missions. So you go into a star map, or you select a mission from the new fast travel mission selector, which will be also a thing in 2.0. So you select a mission, apply the turret cards to that mission, and there you can go instantly. So no longer you'll be able to just hop into the turret interface and fidget around there. It will be much more simple and much more effective. Basically, this is one of our quality of life changes as well, because we felt that people spend too much time on GUI elements. They spend too much time traveling the star map, and it added to the game's overall clunkiness, to be honest. And this is why we try to get a more intuitive approach to the game.
I think if you will have a character, let's say level 90 or something like that, in patch 2.0, I think these enhanced turret missions will be the thing that you want to run to level up to level 100.
The ultimate endgame loot source will no longer be the turret missions, because there will be a completely new thing that will be added to the game. We'll talk about it later. But back to the itemization.
Okay,
because so much things will be.
So the first very important thing before we talk about all the new item types and such, that as far as I know, in patch 2.0 you will be able to open your inventory during missions.
Yeah, and I think that's
That's
all of the changes. There are some really huge changes that we haven't touched upon yet. But across every change, every single change in Martyr, that one is the most closest to my heart, because now you will be able to open your inventory mid-mission and swap out everything.
Yeah, that's
so you will be able to access your stuff while you are in the mission.
Yeah.
Oh yes, finally. Yeah. So finally, the time has come.
We are now able to do this because power ratings are gone. So it's now totally
because of the evaporation of power rating, we now are able to do that. So that's a cool thing, to be honest, and I'm really glad and really looking forward to it. Basically, it adds to the more fast-paced, more combat-oriented gameplay of Martyr and loot. Someone talked about not great enough loot variety. Well, that will be changed as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because there will be a whole new item tier to begin with. So we are adding another item tier above the current ones.
Awesome. I don't think it has a final name yet.
Yeah, its name is a work in progress. But what it will be is, as you may know, skills are bound to weapons in Martyr.
Right.
And each weapon, if it's a two-hander, it gives you 4 skills, and if it's a one-hander, it gives you 2 skills, and you can combine it to the 4. And each weapon gives you a fixed skill set now. But with this new item tier, basically what it does is that it randomly rolls those skills, and some new skills as well, and some changed skills as well, to the 4 slots. Basically it adds more variety, and you can combine and build your gear better with these, because you will get access to new skills this way. And as skills are randomly rolled to the weapon, it gives players basically a chance to not only get more loot and be more effective in combat, but to try out new builds as well, because the new weapons and the new change skills will allow players to do that.
Right.
Yeah, power ratings are gone. There will be now a max level of 100 and item level.
Someone's asking about the crafting system. I think what we can tell about the crafting system, that I think the timer is gone.
Yeah, everything will be instant. That's for sure. So crafting will be receiving a rework as well. Now you may know, you may notice why there's a delay with this update, because everything is changing.
Gigantic,
it will be a gigantic update. Yeah, indeed. So in crafting, everything will be instantaneous, and the far too complex part of the crafting, where you have to put in every single material one by one, that will be changed to be more intuitive as well. And of course, the items that you receive will be actually much more useful. Yeah, Kelnex, we just mentioned that there will be a couple of new weapons added, and those will give players different skills, and the skills can be randomly rolled on that weapon.
That's awesome. And also, talking a bit more about the item types, is it true that we're gonna add socketed items? Oh
yeah. Sockets are here, and they are here to stay, hopefully.
Awesome.
And items will be able to be socketed. I'm not sure if that may be a work in progress name as well. I think we will come up with some more lore-friendly names for sockets.
It won't be gems.
For convenience, that's gonna be sockets, and you will be able to socket your items with 2 different things.
Right.
Basically. If you're familiar with old school ARPGs, then the words runes and rune words might mean a thing for you, and that's one thing. And you will be able to socket your items with a more commonly found basic stat booster items.
Awesome.
Like gems in MMOs or something. So there will be like 2 types of socketable items.
Yeah, it's awesome. And as I saw the design documents, basically all these sockets and gems will work like that. Let's say, depends the stat that you get, the stat bonus that you get will depend on where you put the gem, right? So if you put it in, let's say there's a HP kind of gem, and you put it in an armor, then it will give you more HP. But if you put it in a weapon, then it will give you hit slash HP.
Yeah, indeed.
So
And of
something
course,
like that.
runes are giving the bonuses on their own,
Okay.
but you can use them to form rune words, in which case they will give you a completely different and, of course, much more powerful bonus.
Yeah.
Much like, yeah. So it will give players an opportunity to not only come up with new builds based around rune words, because you will be able to put those in your weapons, in
Right.
your armor. So it will be a pretty cool feature, and of course to add more variety.
Yeah.
And of course, since all these items are dropping and can be found
Yeah.
in caches, dropping from monsters, getting them from rewards, there will be a whole bunch of sources to these items, and it will be a lot more cool to farm these items as well, and to boost your items, because if you find a really cool relic item or
Yeah.
one of the new items from the new item tier,
Yeah.
and then the next job is to find the gems and the runes fitting for that
Right.
item.
I mean, if
So
you have a build in mind, you can farm out the materials or the items for that. And also, talking a bit more about the gems, I think you will be able to level up those as well, or
yeah,
mix them.
indeed, you will be able to level up those as well.
Yeah.
So that's another layer of complexity. Lucas Victoria is asking if any word in a summoner type of class.
I think for that, let's get back to it
Yeah.
a little bit later. Not that later, but in one of our
Let's
upcoming
get back
streams.
to it later. Yeah, indeed. And of course, I saw some real cool. The challenge system
Okay.
is a simple but effective way of showing off. I think.
Yeah,
It's really cool.
So challenges are like a totally new feature, right?
Yeah, it's an
Okay.
entirely new feature introduced in 2.0.
Okay.
It's basically special missions, challenges that you can complete for extra rewards. So basically, on the GUI, on your interface, there will be a special challenge window, and these are rotating every day, every week, and you can complete them for extra rewards.
Right.
And there are new challenges loaded or rolling. So yeah, they reset on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. That's
Yeah.
our initial plan. And
Will
you can select a challenge, apply for that challenge, and you can have maximum of 5 challenges applied to at
Yeah.
once. And if you don't complete them, then it gets reset, and you can get another 5 when
Yeah.
it's reset.
So no worries if you can't
Yeah,
complete one or
and
two.
basically that's another source of really cool items.
Oh yeah.
And challenges are there on the star map. So challenges are shown on the star map.
Yeah.
And there are numerous kind of challenges, but think of these like daily quests or like daily quests.
Yeah.
And there will be, of course, a separate leaderboard for challenges. So that's another layer where you can show off. And speaking of the star map,
Okay.
that was in our initial announcement as well, the star map.
There will be a big quality of life change on the star map as well.
Yeah,
So-
we will no longer have to travel across the star map if you don't want to.
Yeah.
There will be a much more simple mission selector added.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes if you were on the star map, let's say you were finishing a very high-end game and wanted to do Warzone or something, you had to like go back to the other subsector and then find the right system and so
Yeah,
on.
traveling
So-
through the star map can
So-
take quite a lot of
Yeah.
time. So what we'll do is add another mode, another way of access to
Right.
missions, basically where you can just select your missions from a drop-down menu or from a interface element and just hop into the mission straight away, no questions asked. So that's another ARPG-like layer, basically,
Right.
that comes in very handy with the combat speed improvements and the other life changes.
It will make like farming items really fast, and you don't have to be on the star map a lot. Yeah, another quality of life change. We haven't talked about it.
That was a good catch, man.
So
Sorry.
So very good update, good feature is when you're on a mission, you will be able to see your XP bar.
Oh yeah,
So
that's another
was
classic layer of
kind of like another big
I
thing,
wanted that
but,
for
but
ages.
it is.
But
Actually.
yeah, the reason for that not happening earlier is that in the early days of Martyr and even a bit after release, monsters did not give experience during the map, but when you finished the mission, that was counted into your overall experience, and then the experience was given.
Right.
Now it's a more fluid way because you get XP while you are slaying the monsters. As you progress through the map, you get experience like most ARPGs work. And because of this rework, now we are able to add an experience bar straight on the battle GUI. So the battle interface, we receive that experience bar, which is nice, really nice, you know, to see
it's really
how
nice
far you're. Yeah.
So it's really nice to see that, whether you have to finish another mission to level up, or you're fine doing that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And basically, still just to touch upon the combat changes, I can't stress enough how important I feel that is, because just playing a Psycho, where the projectiles were initially pretty slow and even the character moves a bit sluggishly, now it's literally hundreds of skills, hundreds of effects reworked, and everything will be much more fluid, much more faster. It truly feels like a more faster-paced ARPG.
Yeah, if I'm correct, we will show these in our next stream.
Yeah, the next stream will be about the combat and quality of life changes. So that will be a new thing.
So yeah, and with that you will see how much faster they will become, and really it will be a totally different ARPG, and it's, as the whole patch actually focuses on all these ARPG features actually, so cover systems won't be that important after patch 2.0.
Yeah, cover system will stay for sure in the game. That's an absolutely 100% deal.
Right.
But if you don't want to use it, we are tweaking the game around not exactly around covers anymore, but they will still remain super useful. So if there's a boss fight, you should be able to use covers, and it will make your life a whole lot easier. But if you prefer to just go in straight and use a lot of inoculator charges and you know, backs against the wall, if that's your style, you will be able to do that as well.
I mean, me for example used covers a lot for just regenerating HP, like a build like that. So if you're a player like that, you will be still.
Yeah, usually that's why I love 2.0 so much, because I'm just rushing forward with my Crusader and Heavy Bolter, and I really love just, you know, blasting everything apart and having to retreat and heal up and charge my suppression up. It's really not my style. Many players like that. I just prefer to go straight in, and with the new combat system and the new movement, it's so much more amazing. So sorry, someone asked that when will we see gameplay next week?
Next week, and also people asking the date, which is it's an important thing.
Not 2020, so it's much earlier.
It's a kind of like an early thing. We can't confirm it yet, but we will announce the dates in 1 or 2 weeks, I think.
Yeah,
it's something that it's not a lot.
It's not a lot to wait out, honestly. Given the amount of changes, it shouldn't take long. So no, there's no extreme delay. That's for sure. Yeah, any clues on the day? Yeah, we just give. It will be this year for sure, of course. And this is just, you know, what we're talking about here is basically just scraping the surface. So there will be a couple more interesting announcements to come.
Absolutely. We haven't talked about Mac Fragments, for example.
That's what I wanted to leave to, you know, towards the end. This is really just a sort of like a tease stream. Of course, again, if you have any questions about, you know, how development is going, as you may see, before we talk about the new features, you may see that the background, the usual streaming background, the cool 40K themed background is gone. We are basically sitting in a kitchen, and this is because the entire office is being remodeled and reworked, and basically an entire new wing is opening up. You can see if I duck out of the camera, that the part behind me is basically now
that thing over there.
Now it's ours. That's ours as well, which will mean that more people will be coming to work for NeocoreGames. And then that means more people are working on more updates, more updates,
bigger
more
updates,
games, bigger, better games, everything. So we are expanding, and it's been a little hectic in the past couple of weeks. It was a lot of construction works, but it's finalizing now.
Absolutely,
and it's really cool. So having that said, the coolest feature, in which actually I'll be designing most of that, so it's really cool to talk about that. It's called Map Fragments for now. It's like a work in progress thingy, the name is, but it will be the source for the best endgame loot and the biggest it's one of the biggest deal in the upcoming update 2.0.
Right.
Basically, from turret missions, from challenges, from glory, so from a bunch of sources, players will be able to receive map fragments.
Okay.
And when you received enough map fragments, you can combine those into a map, and then it will open up a whole new interface, a whole new game mode for you, which is similar to star map view, but it's not a star map, so it's like a special way to earn and complete missions.
Indeed.
Basically, you will be able to finish special missions, different tier missions, with a finite amount of deaths. So if you die, like say 5 or 10 times, then that map is gone, and you will be able to, and you will have to search for new fragments. The big deal is that the missions on this map will have entirely new scripts, game modes. There will be hidden missions. There will be secret clues that you will have to find during the missions. Combine those clues to unlock a secret hidden mission on the map, and so on. So it will be like a chained progression. And if you make it to the end of the map with enough lives left, so to say, so if you haven't died or haven't failed any other conditions, because there will be different win conditions for each map. Basically, I'm currently designing a couple scripts, a couple special game modes for maps. So, for example, there will be times where you have to find special data slates hidden behind walls, or and combine those, and then a completely new map opens that wasn't even there on on that map.
So
it's basically combining a bunch of new game modes, and at the very end of the map, there are end tier missions. And if you complete those, you manage to complete those, that's the source for the best loot available in game. So that is the
sounds awesome. I mean, it gives you so much possibilities to reach level 100.
Yeah.
With all these challenge missions, the new turret system, and then you have the mech fragments, new item tier, sockets. So I think it's a very huge like complexity that
it will be a big deal, in fact. Yeah, but most of it is already materialized in some form. This map fragment thing is like the first couple missions on the first map are already done, and I'm designing and refining the rest. We will get some article about the patch too, like a recap of today's stream.
Absolutely,
or something.
yeah.
On Monday, right?
On Monday, I think. Yeah,
on
we're
Monday
gonna share a huge post about what we talking about right now, and
of course the stream is gonna be up on YouTube.
Sure,
as
yeah.
well, so
and we will have future streams, and we will show some gameplay as well. In the next,
of course.
Next streams.
From every stream from now on will basically be a gameplay stream, like a commentary. We just felt the need, it's important to address everything at once.
Absolutely.
No distractions, just pure dump information.
Yeah.
Can you please drop hints or teasers for any new weapons, demonic and holy weapons?
Actually,
you touched up on it pretty much.
Yeah. Have you read our docs?
Yeah, you are inside our design documents, man. So please leave
so,
our servers.
Yes, so I think demonic weapons.
The demon forged weapons.
That's a name that we were.
Demon forged weapons
here.
are gonna be a thing indeed.
Okay, and they'll be tied to your morality, I think, right or not?
Yep, indeed. Demon forged weapons will be tied to morality levels. So if you are, obviously, I think it's the it's the radical end of the morality line. But yeah, so demon forged weapons will be a thing, and they will be tied to morality levels.
Yeah, and they're called like forged, but it's not actually something that you craft.
Yeah.
It's a looted item, but very unique one, so you won't find a lot of them.
I would like to play Martyr with you too. Actually, I was thinking when the co-op campaign is like super stable, it's already pretty good now. I played it through a couple times. We should basically stream it with some of you
Absolutely.
guys. So that's the thing, because we can go up like just the two of us, but everything's better with more people. So we'll get some more people, I guess.
When we are getting closer to the release of patch 2.0, then we're gonna do something like a co-op campaign playthrough with some of the players, developers and players playing together or something like that, and we can do some challenges people are up to it.
Yeah, of course.
Sure.
Yeah, we will stream regularly, yes, but
Yep.
not on Saturday or maybe Saturday. So we
Yep.
will just announce the next stream on the fly. So this is why you should be following us on Twitter, Facebook,
Facebook,
etc. Yeah. So
And
we are announcing.
Join
everything.
our Discord channel as well. We are dumping all the announcements there as well. And
Yep.
yeah, if you miss a stream or two, you can always check it back and watch it later. So
Yeah,
don't worry about it.
basically what we're gonna do, besides the streams, there are gonna be different types of content. I'm gonna be making a comparison video about the old combat versus the new combat. That's something I've been working upon. So basically just the fluidity and the speed, you know, side by side, old Martyr throwing a grenade,
Yeah.
new Martyr throwing a grenade. So that will be a thing, and other videos will come, other teasing stuff. So yeah, it's gonna be pretty good.
Yeah, it will be pretty good. Yeah, the grenade thing that you mentioned is yeah, it's a good example that
Yeah.
it will be instant, for example.
Uh,
Okay, more questions.
yeah.
Let's say.
New DLC planned with more maps, enemy factions, and loot. I just finished making the last DLC
Okay.
for Martyr, but currently we are roughly at the 2/3 of the DLC
I
progression,
think
so there will be a bunch of
Won't
more.
be a lot more.
There will be a couple more DLCs with, for Martyr, different factions, different loot, and basically just we'll be sticking to the one cool assignment per DLC thing.
Yeah, and just in case, patch 2.0 is a free update, so it's not
Yeah,
DLC.
patch 2.0 it's not a DLC.
It's like seasons. It's basically a free huge
Completely
update,
free
so,
update.
Yeah.
So this is why we are putting a lot of effort into it, and sort of it will be like an overhaul update, because as you heard, basically everything will be changed and revamped, and I'm pretty confident that each and every one of these changes will make the game better and
Right.
more fluid, more playable, more fun to play. That's basically the most important thing.
Yeah, let's see what else. Yeah, I think the passive skill tree will get like little tweaks.
Yeah, of
As far
course.
as I know.
That's
Yeah.
currently we've been going through the passive skill tree with coders, basically one by one, checking each skill. Is this good? Is this working as intended? Do we want to tweak this? Isn't this too OP? And up until now, I'm pretty sure that over 40 or 50 skills in the passive skill tree were changed.
Wow.
And
that's a lot.
not only changed, but yeah, bit balanced. And that's the balance is another big part of 2.2,
Right.
because monster balance
Alright.
is gonna be a thing in 2.2. Numerous monsters will be rebalanced, their skills will be rebalanced.
There will be
and
lots more randomness to it.
Yeah, there
As
will
far
be a
as I
lot
know.
more randomness to monster skills, HP, variety. So for example, currently in Martyr there are like enemy tiers, and that will stay, but it will be a bit different in 2.0. So currently there are horde enemies like Nurglings and such. There are normal enemies like tribesmen and
Yeah, they're the
Imperial
ones who are
guards.
like sticking together all the time. I think
Yeah, they're
it will be
cannon
changed.
fodder.
It will be changed a bit. That they will be a bit more smarter. I think.
yeah,
how they
the
move.
AI is gonna
Yeah.
receive some. So the overall enemy packs will receive a welcome change, because the HP pool of the enemies will be a bit more fluctuating. So, for example, normal enemies will have different HP pools. They'll still gonna be one or two shots, but you know there will be different. Some of them will stay alive. If you throw a grenade in a pack,
Right.
not everyone will be wiped out because they have the same HP. They will have different HP amounts. So some of them will be still standing, still fighting, and medium enemies like Space Marines and such will also currently they are a bit too OP. Some of them are more OP than the others. That will be tweaked as well, so
Yeah.
it will be a better
Yeah,
combat
I mean
feel.
with the new max level, the whole thing must be rebalanced a bit.
Yeah, because of the leveling changes,
Yeah.
monster HP and skills will also be
Right.
redesigned,
Yeah.
and the AI will be a bit more better to look at, so to say. For example, if you aggro a pack of monsters currently, they are following a straight path, you know, to you, all together, synchronized footsteps and everything.
Right.
Everything about that will change. So that's like a small change, but if you look at the game, that's one of I always say that the key is in the details. So if you every such small thing that I just talked about will be changed, and if you put it together, it will
it will be
give
awesome.
you a nice feel of combat.
It will give you like the huge RPG thing.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah.
And someone asked earlier in Hungarian about retail stores.
Okay.
Martyr is available in box version for consoles only.
Yeah.
If you want to get the game,
Xbox One,
and if you want to get the game for PCs, you can get it at Steam, or you can get it at the Neocore store, like NeocoreGames.com/store. Links below the stream as well. And
indeed,
sale?
Were
we on sale last week?
Mm.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we are, or we were. Yeah. So be sure to check out the Steam store page and the Neocore store also.
Yeah.
And about the Neocore store, with 2.0, I mean that's a nice thing, because the forums are about to change as well. Finally, we will have some really cool old school type forums, much more readable, much more. It's like a niche thing, because I know that not many of you are frequent forum posters, but for me as like who's someone who's on the forums a lot, it's gonna be awesome, to finally have a forum that's clear, visible, readable, useful, and not too much clutter. So that's like a side thing, but yeah, that's gonna be remade as well.
Yeah, so
it's already in progress.
2 more questions. Actually, we talked about these before, but just a quick recap. So the sniper class, someone's asking what we're gonna change with the sniper. I mean, as all the class skills, all the active skills for weapons, the sniper will get a really big update, and it will be much faster and more reactive.
Yeah, actually the assassin was the first class that we redesigned for 2.0, so we started out from the assassin. Yeah. And what we did was basically play the class for a good while, and then checked out a whole bunch of other things, other videos, other games, took a break, went back, adjusted the values, rinse and repeat, days after days, day after day, until we finally got it done. Good enough, so we liked it a lot more, and we couldn't think of any more improvements to the speed and the feel and the tactile visibility of the entire game. So that's how we did, like constantly adjusting the values little by little until we achieved what we now think is the best speed and feel for the game. Indeed. So the sniper is basically, from what little I play with it, I usually play with the Crusader, and I tested that the most. Much faster target acquisition, much lower cooldowns, faster animations, so you can quickly snap from target to target and run faster a bit as well. If you want to turn around, just snap around, instantly shoot the guy behind you, and move on with your mission. Yeah, playing like
a range class will be much better. But also these changes will apply to melee classes as well. So basically every weapon and every active skill.
Will there be any dealing with cheaters? Yeah, usually me and the other members of the community guys ban those guys when we catch them. But and of course, as we patch the game, the backend system is getting more and more intelligent. We are adding new cheats to the system, and it auto bans most people. Some of them can get through still, and we manually ban those guys.
Yeah, but it's a battle that.
Yeah, fighting cheaters in every game is a constant battle, but we are doing our best indeed. Yeah. If you find one, be sure to post about him or her in the forums. Just give us an account name, we'll check, and it's much more faster. It makes the job easier for us.
Yeah, also another question about power ratings. That was the first thing that we mentioned in the stream, that power ratings are gone. And after the stream on Monday, we're going to do a huge blog post or an article, something like that, about everything that we talked here. And there you guys can recap all the important info and, dig up the best features for your character.
There will be no new classes in this patch.
Yeah, that's something that we're going to talk a bit later.
Yeah, that's a topic for a different kind of announcement, different kind of stream.
Yeah, stay tuned. April will be very exciting. Let's say that. But
quicker sniping. Yeah, I'm not specifically talking about the sniper shot skill when you can charge up the reticle, but overall combat with a sniper rifle. So the basic shoot skill will be much more faster, much more snappy.
Yeah.
Are you thinking to release game on Epic Store? I don't think
Can't
we're-
confirm
yeah.
anything. I think that's
That's
don't
what
know.
we're
It's
thinking now.
too
Yeah.
early. Yeah, don't know.
Yeah, and of course, map systems, I'm surprised that none of you asked about map variety, or maybe I missed it.
Right.
But indeed, as we promised it earlier, there are new map settings in the works.
Wow. Okay.
And I'm talking about those because I'm designing this map fragment game element,
All right.
and some of the maps are gonna be on the already new settings. So I assume it's a sure thing because that's already.
Awesome.
Yeah, so there will be a couple new map settings added to the game, more variety as you basically requested and everyone requested. But you know, it's like a normal thing as the game progresses, as the life cycle of the games goes on. We add more content to it, and basically, as you can guess probably, designing a whole new map setting and constructing, modeling it, testing, cutting it up to fragment style sets,
That's
and
huge work.
making maps. That's a long time, but we are getting there, and new map settings will be added. There will be outdoor, indoor, different types of map settings, really cool ones. And of course, I'm pretty sure that the unveil videos, there will be unveiling videos of those as well. But the first type of content that you're gonna see is the fluidity of the combat and demonstration of overall snappiness of Martyr.
Yeah.
And that's the whole new big thing. But basically, what we wanted to do is tune up the leveling to a more classic approach in a nutshell.
Yeah. If you like ARPGs in the past, or different kind of games that are really fast and reactive, and you have a lot of loot types and a lot of character optimization features, then we're gonna go into that direction, I think.
Yeah.
And kind of leave the tactical things behind.
Yeah.
Let's say.
Asteroth has a really good question. So if I play for 2 hours now, will I get like 3 or 4 types of maps to play on? How will this be changed in the next patch? Will I get to play on, let's say, 10 types of maps or more?
Okay.
I would answer this question in a different way, because as you posted in your question, now in Martyr you can do basically a couple of things for 2 hours straight. So for example, now in Martyr you can do turret missions for 2 hours straight. You can do Warzone for 2 hours straight. Our goal in 2.0 is for players no longer having to do that, but our goal is for players to be able to do the map fragment thing for a while and then move on and do a challenge or two, and then maybe progress and do a normal mission with friends, and then my buddy logs on, play a bit of co-op campaign with him, log off, come back, play a bit of random missions, put down a tarot card on one of the missions, tarotized the missions, then because now crafting is useful, craft a couple items for my friend who now came back online, and then I received some runes, some gems, and now I fidget around with my stuff, you know, put some gems in the items, curate new builds, experiment. So now you will be able to do a lot more things in Martyr basically, and this is just being able to do stuff in an ARPG is so much better than just, you know, doing the same mission type over and over and over. So now you will be able to do a whole bunch of things.
It will be a lot more complex. Variety will be a lot bigger. So yeah. We are really excited to show more in the coming streams. I think we're gonna do one next week as well.
And crafting, just to touch back, because I think we didn't give crafting enough justice. It's a bit underrated. Of course, it may be overshadowed by these huge changes that we talked about, you know, because of course whole leveling is revamped, new item tier, gems, runes, challenges, map fragments, whatever. But crafting is, I think, should be a staple thing of any RPG.
Right.
Any RPG should have good crafting panel and good item enchant panel. And this is a thing that many people have been asking. That, you know, now you are able to reroll stuff on your items, but you don't know. But currently you don't know what is the pool of enchants that you can roll from. You don't know what's the range of stats that you can roll from. And now that's going to be displayed. So for example, if you select an item and you want to switch a stat of that item, you select the stat and it will be listed. It can be this or that, ranging from this to that. and it
Right.
will be a much more intuitive, much more cool way to waste your money basically and get new stuff. But you know, as it is, gold sync or credit syncs are a necessity, in RPGs, and basically enchants always had that feature. But now it's a very cool quality of life change. I think.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, you wanted to ask now?
Yeah.
Under high web rate Terra Palace, almost. You got one of the three right.
Yeah, and let's not forget console players. We pretty sure they're gonna release absolutely patch 2.0 on consoles as well.
Yeah, of
There
course.
will be time differences. I mean, the UI.
The way
yeah.
these things work, yeah. So everything is a console is like a little behind progression wise on
Right.
from PC. Everything we develop for PC, it takes a couple while to come out on console. But
Yeah.
of course, console players will receive 2.0 as well, which is I think even more for consoles, because with every update we are optimizing the game performance wise. You know, it's gonna be more quick. It's not the combat that's just gonna be more quick. You're gonna get probably more FPS as well, I'm pretty sure, and it's gonna be a huge thing for consoles, I think. So it's gonna take a while for consoles. It's gonna be released after the PC version, but console players will receive the 2.0 update as well.
Yeah.
Cabal is almost like, Cabals, I think the interface will definitely receive some improvements, but for now we are more focusing on the combat and itemization feel. So it's now the more ARPG like elements that we are focusing on, because you know, as you probably can see, it's our plate is full with these things, but we are progressing really well, and that's why we'll be able to show you some cool gameplay next week. Start a mission on a ship, then land the planet, continue playing there. Basically, it's a cool idea, but for now I think you know, traveling is something that players disliked. I mean, most of them in Martyr, and this is why the fast travel option will be implemented.
Yeah. Also, it's an option, so
it's an option, so you can stay or switch basically. Yeah. Starting a mission inside a building, going through the mission halfway. Yeah, it's a work in progress thing. It's not gonna be in 2.0, but that is something that may be a possibility in the future later on.
Yeah.
But for now, it's not gonna happen. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And of course, sorry.
Okay. No, sure. I was just wondering if you guys have any other questions. I think we talked about the major features.
One more minor feature that I really like, and I think many of you, especially veteran players of Martyr, will receive that change very well, because tutorials are a necessity in every single game. You have to do a tutorial when you start a fresh ARPG. You know, it's really good to, you know, get the feel of it, especially with Martyr, because it's not traditional in the sense that skills are weapon bound, and there are a couple little things that are different. Obviously, as we stated, we are going towards the more traditional approach, but a couple of unique features of Martyr will always remain, such as with skills. And redoing a tutorial every single time you make a new character, because in an ARPG you make a lot of characters, you know. You create one, try out a new one, different classes, one to level with my friend, etc. And having to do the tutorials every single time is pretty annoying, to say the least.
Yeah, so tutorials will be only required to be completed like once, right?
Yeah, if you did a tutorial once, you will be able to skip it afterwards.
That's nice.
And that's a really cool thing. And skippable tutorials will be coming in 2.0.
Yeah.
If you've done that once with that class, no longer you have to do the tutorials. It's pretty amazing. Will we get more character slots with 2.0?
No, good question.
I think it's up on the design documents as a request. It's like a pending thing, you know. It's I want it, that's for sure. But we'll see what happens. It's an interesting limitation actually, but we'll try our best.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should have a male sniper. Yeah, that would be a whole different class then.
Yeah.
So that's not gonna happen for now. More rules. Yeah. Basically, I think most of the changes were touched upon by us.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
it was like a quick recap stream, and to be honest, I'm pretty looking forward to these new changes.
Absolutely.
And of course, each stream will come with an article in the next couple of days summarizing the changes. So if you missed it or your friends missed it,
Yeah.
there's gonna be something to share.
Yeah.
And then I think it would be a pretty good idea to make like a compendium of the changes,
Absolutely.
because each stream then
Yeah,
like
so-
put the
so-
data together.
So this first stream was basically just general, give you guys a general idea that's how patch 2.0 will look like. And then in the following streams, we're gonna show you gameplay, show you some of the changes, some of the UI changes, one by one. I think going into detail to let's say the next stream we're gonna show you the class animations and the reaction times and that, and we're gonna go into detail to look at it.
Yes, I think
Yeah.
combat is definitely gonna be the first thing that we'll be showing next week sometime.
Yeah.
We'll announce the stream on social media,
Yeah.
and afterwards, I think it's gonna be like the quality of life changes.
Oh yeah.
The little things, the sum of the little things that make a game better.
Yeah.
Like I said, the enchantment reroll, the fast travel thingy, skippable tutorials, etc., etc.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And the new items maybe, because I've seen some of those already. So
what is there a color for them?
No,
not yet?
when I played with them, the icon was a placeholder,
Okay.
but the skills and everything was working.
Okay.
So we are just waiting for the graphic artists to draw the icons. But it's really cool because I received a heavy bolter that had entirely different skills and
Oh, wow.
stats. So
Wow,
it's
it's exciting,
nice.
exciting. Okay, what else?
Someone's while you're looking at the paper, someone's asking about fortresses. I'm really
Yeah.
sorry. that's like a recurring theme, and I know why it's a recurring theme, because it's such a good idea. It was such a good idea back in 2017.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that.
But then it was right then and there where we announced that it's not gonna happen, sadly.
Yeah.
And even though it's still on some of those shelves, back shelves,
Yeah,
secret boxes in the backs of the shelves, it's not. It's for now. It's for sure. It's not
Yeah.
gonna happen. It was a really cool idea, but if you think into it, it's an entire different game
Right.
that you have to design, because once you have a fortress, then you must be able to build that fortress, you must be able to interact with it, and then there's other players' fortress, whole new game mode, different. So it's like tons of stuff that
Right.
it's almost impossible.
Right.
Oh, you're not asking about fortresses. The mission that would generate a mission for an opposing player. That's a
Interesting.
really cool idea. Actually, that's something that would be doable in theory, but I don't know how it would play.
Right.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean,
cool idea. I mean,
it's basically like events that you're talking about, because there were events in Martyr, like global events, where the fate of a planet was decided by the global player basis actions. And if we narrow it down to 1 or 2 players, that's pretty cool. So for example, like if you do this mission, someone will receive an entire different mission because of you, and it will say Inquisitor X has did this to you. it's like yeah, I think it's something that's doable, but I don't know.
yeah.
It's a good idea, so I will remember this for sure, because it's really creative. That's for sure. And since I'm more on, as previously I was on the community management, and I'm still involved, but I've been tasked with more and more design related stuff lately. So that means I have maybe more say in these things. We'll see.
Also, we have more info on the streams because of
if you see this mission type in the next couple of years, then you know that I was right.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I think that should be.
We touched all the topics,
yeah.
I think. Just to recap quickly. Yeah, so we were talking about patch 2.0. That's coming very soon. We're going to have a date, a release date very soon. Stay tuned.
Yeah, so you shouldn't wait too long for
Absolutely.
this update, and not
yeah,
and
and just really quick, let's just go through all the features that's coming in patch 2.0. You will be able to read about these on Monday maybe in one of our blog posts, and we're gonna share it on social media as well. But yeah, so there will be progression changes, the power rankings are gone, and there will be a whole new system with levels basically.
Yeah, item levels
yeah.
and max level 100.
100, yeah, and then we're gonna have a huge quality of life changes, let's say fast travel on the map. Crafting will be instant, for example. You can open the inventory during missions. Then you will have an XP bar while you're on a mission. So there are
experience bar in the battle interface.
That's
indeed.
awesome. Yeah.
There will be a whole new item tier, new item type with different skills rolling on the items.
Yeah. Socketed items,
gems,
gems, basically. Yeah, and what else? There will be a challenge mode for like. Technically, it's kind of like an events daily or a bi-daily thing.
Yeah, it's like 3 challenges, rerolls 3 times a week, so you'll be able to take those and get some more loot.
Yeah.
There will be a whole new game mode for making an entire new quest zone, basically out of map fragments.
Map fragments, yeah, and then the turret system will be totally revamped. It will be a much more complex thing that you can level up.
But still, it will be easier to use. So it's
like
a good thing because it's
complex in a way that you will have a lot of more options. Then you can level those tarot cards up and such.
Yeah, leveling tarot cards up is actually a pretty neat idea, and I'm really glad that we're doing that.
Yeah, so passive skills will get a little tweaking because of the new max level, so there will be a lot more new builds that you can try out during gameplay. And
of course the combat that will
absolutely,
be improved by a great deal.
One of the
we went through all of the skills, hundreds of skills, refined the effects for those skills, and everything will be much more fast and fluid and responsive.
So a lot of changes. We're going to talk about all these in detail, one by one, in the upcoming streams in the following weeks. And I as I said, can't confirm the date yet, but it's coming very soon. We will announce it soon.
Yeah, a couple more things. Next stream will be next week, so it's pretty soon. That will be a stream with gameplay and commentary, so be sure to tune in. We're going to be showing the combat in Martyr in 2.0, maybe a little comparison, like showing the old versus the new. And I wanted to say, check out the new soundtrack for Martyr. It's already out we shared it on social media. It's a much more heavier track, and it's got a really good 40K feel to it. And be sure to follow us on social media, because that's where we're going to be announcing the release date for 2.0, the next stream date, and basically everything. So Twitter, Facebook is a good idea to follow and like.
And if you have questions, I think some of the developers or me personally are on Discord, or Megapool is on Discord sometimes, and we can answer questions there as well.
Be sure, guys, to tune into the next stream, and we're really thankful to you, because most of these changes were inspired, of course, by the community, because there was those surveys in the early game shortly after the release, and we learned a lot from that, and I think this is the right direction for Martyr.
Absolutely, we're very excited about this patch. Can't wait to show you guys more, and thank you for all your questions.
The most important, free update.
Free update.
It's free.
It's free update.
It's a complete overhaul. Free update.
It's like seasons, but it's not a season. It's a much bigger thing.
So that's it, guys. Thanks all for tuning in. Thank you all for watching. And once again, see you next week.
See you next week, guys. And
And the Emperor protects.
Stay tuned.
That's the important thing. The Emperor protects.
See you guys.
Bye bye. See you.